So today, the Civic gets a new radiator.
So it's been sitting here since I got the car. It came with the sale. We just got to put it in. So this thing's got a dead battery. Oh, it looks like we got some bums here. One bum. That's nice. I got to use the jumper, jump start it. I'll see you in the garage. Well, this thing used to work great and never have any issues, but now every time I hook it up, oh, now it says it's ready. Okay. It just took 15, 20 minutes to get it going here. Jump start ready. Okay. There we go. Okay, here we go. Press, jump start. Jump, start, ready. Okay, finally. I was just about to say we're having issues with it, but now hopefully it's gonna work. It was saying battery warming for probably 15 minutes. Okay, baby. Here we go. Oh, come on. We'll let it juice up a bit. Juice it up. Just like I remember. The beast. Come on, baby. Come on. Am I gonna have to push it into the garage? Should pop a CD in here. May as well if you got it, right? What a good car. Okay, come on, baby. We're just going for it. Did it turn over there? Okay, come on, Betsy. We just gotta go for it, I guess. Gotta hit it with the sneak attack. Oh my God. Still working out there? Okay, I had to fiddle with the starter, or the jump starter. Let's try it again. Here we go. That doesn't sound good at all. What the hell? It sounds horrible. The whole car is shaking. There we go. Let's take you out for this cold start. This thing hasn't been running close to a month. Ooh, that nice quiet exhaust. If I can, I want to keep a nice quiet exhaust when I have the turbo kit on, because I don't want a really loud, annoying Honda. I just want to like hear some turbo noises. I want a little bit of speed and nothing like crazy, stupid, annoying. Alright, so this is the first front-wheel drive vehicle I've owned. And this is also the first vehicle I've had without anti-lock brakes. So when you get a little speed going and hit the brakes, you just go sideways. Which is pretty cool, actually. Tokyo Drift, baby! Car's in now. I was waiting for the snow to melt. The snow to melt off the top. That didn't happen, so we're just gonna get into it. I'm probably gonna get pretty dirty underneath here, but new rad right here. New rad hoses. New coolant reservoir. And let's get to it. Okay, so if you have been following the build of this Civic, you know that we are going to be turbocharging it. And I was just thinking about this thing because I'm thinking I bought a good car when we were in BC because I didn't research these things at all. I didn't know it had a D16 in it. I didn't know anything about it. I just was looking for a car under $5,000 that we could drive home about 1,000 kilometers and that we could turbo. So this thing, I was just thinking about it. It's so wild how people with these D16s stock, like, don't even take it apart. No head studs, no pistons, no rods. You can double the horsepower of these things and not really have any issues. Now, could you double the horsepower of that thing and not have any issues? Go from 280 to what, like 560? No, you can't do that in that. But this thing, yes, you can do that. Honda basically has it ready for a turbo here too. Like, look at all this room. So you can have your aftermarket manifold right here, turbo here, downpipe, and you just have room for it. So what I've been doing too is just using WD-40 and lubing up all the little nuts and bolts and everything. I took the heat shield off here from the manifold just to get this stuff ready for when the turbo parts ship in. And yeah, I'm really excited for it. It's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be a fun time. This car is so small and fun and nimble, low to the ground, like no F's given with it too. Like, we jumped it over train tracks and it's so low, it makes lots of rubbing noises. It doesn't matter though. So back to the radiator. I'm getting on a tangent. Okay, we'll need a 10 mil for that. Probably should have got a ratcheting one. Is that the right way? Lefty loosey. Ow. Uno, dos. Dos, tres. Goes on that support. I think we got a new one of these. Is that just comes off? Do I want to take those off right away? Are they gonna leak out of there? How are you gonna drain this? It's way too low. Huh. All right, you can only get so far without ramps. But anyway, we're underneath the car now. And this might be part of why the rad is leaking, is look at this old clip. It's like stuck open. Sorry, I'll get you in frame here. It's stuck open, which is weird. A little bit of coolant leaking down here. So we're gonna take this plug out, drain the coolant. I'm assuming that's what that is. And then we will work on getting this rad out. Okay, so I just cracked it with some pliers. I'm getting dripped on a little bit. Now we just screw it out by hand. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. It's like a little nozzle that opens up and it drains right into here. That's handy. Okay, now we are cracking these lower rad fan bolts here. This one here, as well as this one. Trying not to get coolant all over myself, which I am doing. Come on, bits. Come on now. A little tight, should have WD-40'd these. Okay, coolant bucket number 2. This one's pretty full. There's 2 liters so far. Okay, so up here, we have a stuck bolt. What I went ahead and did was WD-40'd these 2. That one came loose. This one is still being a nuisance, so we got some pliers. And we're just gonna try to crack it off of here. All right, now we're just gonna wiggle this lower rad hose off. Hopefully it doesn't leak here. I hadn't even moved this clamp yet. It's just rusted, it's stuck in the open position, so just twist it. Boom. Now we just have one little last screw right up in here that holds the bottom of the reservoir tank in. We'll take that out and then we're good to go. All right, hold the phone on that bottom bolt there because we're gonna take these off. Take this one off and take this one off. These upper rad hose clamps. And the reason why I say that is because I believe we can just take the radiator out here and then get at that bolt and it'll be easier. So let's take this one off. And let's take this off. Okay, this should just slide out now. Take this off again. I put it back in for a sec. Okay, come on out. Oh, looks like we got a clip here for the rad fan. Always a good idea to unplug that so you don't rip it off. Oh my. I think it's coming. There we go. Surprise! Okay, sorry, my camera died. I had to charge it up quickly. What I did is I went ahead, got the radiator back in, got the fan back in. Where we left off, I believe we were taking this thing out. So we got the old one out. what you do, instead of taking the bolts out, you don't even have to touch this bolt or the bottom bolt. We left off, I was trying to take off that bottom one. This coolant reservoir actually just slides right in and out nice and easy. And then I got the hoses back on, so the upper rad hose, got the new hose on there. Take the old clamps. We'll go down below. Under here, you want to, that one rusty clamp, I put a hose clamp on there, and then run this hose right up here. That's this one. Then it comes down there, one big hose. Don't forget to plug your fan back in. And what I'm working on now is this third rad hose here that was just in the parts that I had. So I'm replacing this one here. A little bit of a challenge to get this one on and off, but I took off the air box here as well, the intake. So I'm just gonna finish up here and then we'll top up coolant. Okay, so by far the hardest part so far was putting this hose on here, because this clamp was giving me the most issues. But anyway, I was just thinking before, I didn't show you this clamp here, so that's the clamp that this hose goes onto. Very easy to put this stuff on. And underneath on the bottom of the radiator, there were two little grommets off of your old rad that you gotta take off here, this one and this one. If it's pointed in the right direction, yeah, these two grommets go underneath there just so it sits in the metal brackets there, nice and snug. Now I'm gonna go ahead and throw this intake back on here. Oops. Throw that in there. A little bit dirty. We're not gonna need this part as soon as the intercooler piping comes in for the turbo, because that will replace this. Come on, you can do it. There we go. I also got the trickle charger on my battery here, just because it's been sitting outside for a long time and could use a top up. Okay, now we're putting the coolant back in, so let's take this off. That's my coolant funnel. Okay. Now we fill it up. So this is a budget build Civic. So the old coolant is going back in. No need for new coolant. I did drip a little bit of WD-40 in this coolant, and I did get a little bit of rust in this coolant. But you know what? It don't matter. Okay, now we're just gonna fill up our expansion tank here to the full mark. Okay, throw both the caps back on. Now we're in the car. We're gonna start it up. Give it a sec. It'll go. Just having issues starting today. Anyway, we're gonna burp the system now, so we'll start it up. I think normally you're supposed to put the heater on too, so we'll do that. This is something I forgot to do when we did it in the Legacy. I think you put it on as hot as it goes. Okay, we're back at the front now. I got the rad cap off. And what we're gonna do is, right now with ramps, this looks like it's the highest part of the system. So what we're gonna do is put our funnel in here with some coolant, and any air bubbles and anything will come up and the coolant will go down. I don't know if you saw that there, but it filled up all the way and then it burped and some of the coolant went down. There you go, burped it again. All right guys, that about does it for this video. My coolant system isn't fully burped yet. I'm gonna need a little bit more coolant, so I'll probably pick some up at Walmart or wherever I can find some for cheap. And I just wanted to say that this Civic is the easiest car that I've ever worked on. It's so simple. Everything is so easy to get to. It's kind of like old, well, this is an older vehicle. I was gonna say, I meant like older American muscle cars where you see, you open the hood and it's just so simple in there. There's so much room. The old carbureted cars, this thing is just like that. There's like ample room to move around and get your hands in places. The hardest part was that one little hose, like I said, in there. But all in all, awesome car to work on. So easy and just makes life so easy. Like spark plugs, anything. I'm used to boxer spark plugs and working on boxers, and this thing with the inline four is just super nice. So anyway, that about does it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I also just wanted to say, since there is a pandemic and COVID's here to stay for a while, I just wanted to tell you guys to pick up something new and try learning something. That's basically what this car is, a nice project to work on that'll keep me busy. Instead of looking at the negatives, you look at the positives and learn something new. So I'm learning a lot about vehicles. Maybe you guys are too. Maybe you can. Something as cheap as this, like 800 bucks. You can look on Kijiji or Craigslist or Auto Trader and you can find cars, a crappy old project car for probably 500 bucks, and it'll get you where you want to go and do what you want to do. So try that out, and we'll see you in the next one.